Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. Lionel, Andres, Messi. Paris Saint-Germain are set to face Inter Miami. Alright? Yeah, they're set to face Inter Miami in the Club World Cup round of 16. And here are my early thoughts. This is a very headline-esque game. Quality-wise, Inter Miami obviously nowhere close to Paris Saint-Germain. Does that mean it's going to be a stat pad session? Because ahead of the Botafogo game, everyone was saying 7-0, 10-0, la la la. Same thing is happening here with Inter Miami. I don't know. Round of 16 game? Can we do it? First thing I want to talk about is obviously Inter Miami. I didn't watch this game, but I was like on the phone. Then I saw Miami up 2-0. I was like, well, we missed Messi. Fortunately for him, obviously. And we'll face Palmeiras. And then Palmeiras, a quick consecutive 2 goals to come back. And Inter Miami battled it. You know, there were videos of Lionel Messi after the game. He was mad. He was cooked. He was like, how have we just battled this? Because if they'd beaten Palmeiras, if the score stayed 2-0 or 2-1, they would have faced Botafogo, a way easier team than Paris Saint-Germain. And now they're set to face Paris Saint-Germain. And I just can't wait for this game. First of all, before we talk about the Messi narrative, I strictly want to go talk about like the footballing aspect of this game. Inter Miami, I've watched them small instances here and there if I'm up, late and so on. I did actually watch when Messi got knocked out last year, because that game was played when we had the podcast. So Inter Miami, I don't know that much about him. Obviously, Jordi Alba didn't start last game. Came on as a defender. He's that cooked. Mascherano obviously is the manager. Allende, this is the dude that scored for them. Cheeky. Luis Suarez obviously scored a golazo. I don't know if Busquets is anything. And Redondo, obviously, he's the son of Redondo, I believe. A huge talent. Inter Miami managed to get all the Argentinian boys here to Inter Miami. Cheeky. I want to see if we can look at stats simply in the Club World Cup. FIFA Club World Cup. There we go. So Messi, 1 goal. Suarez, 1 goal. Allende, assists. From up rating, goals to assist, goals per 90. Expected XG. Shots per 90, shots. I mean, it's basically Messi and Suarez in every single category. Busquets, so he's, that deep playing 6. Falcon and Avila's the 2 center-backs as well. Chances created, Segovia, Messi, Suarez. So offensively, it's a lot of Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez domination. So they will be the 2 players that Paris Saint-Germain want to be on. I'm looking at Willian Pacho. Pocketing Luis Suarez, obviously physically just abusing him. Lionel Messi, on the other hand, I checked this yesterday. As I said, I haven't watched a single Inter Miami game this Club World Cup. The thing with Inter Miami is, obviously, Messi. I've seen a lot of people say, Messi's going to face up against Nuno. No, he's not. This is old Messi. He's a false 9. Strictly false 9. So if we look at, here's the average possession, for example. This is Inter Miami versus Palmeiras. So you can see Messi's average position is basically as a false 9 with Suarez right ahead of him. You got the 4-man defense and then the 4-man midfield. This Allende dude that scored, he's the one holding the right side. And I believe this number 8 is holding the left side. And then you have Suarez, central area / free roll. Same with Lionel Messi. A lot in the central area. So it's going to be like Vitinia and Fabian Ruiz, because Messi is right-sided, his side. For us, João Neves is on our right side. So he'll be facing up against Fabian Ruiz, likes to drop in this pocket, and then obviously Vitinia as the 6 in front of the 2 center-backs. Maybe if he drifts out wide, it will be a 1v1 versus Nuno. But this ain't Guardiola, so I don't think Messi will try to do that. But I'm so excited for this game, simply because it's Messi and Inter Miami. Obviously, Beckham is the owner of Inter Miami as well, former Paris Saint-Germain player. And overall, Inter Miami, 5 points, 4 goals scored, 3 goals conceded. Not the best. Paris Saint-Germain, obviously, on the other hand, we've looked way more convincing. I don't want to say we've looked like the best team, but obviously the 4-0 scoreline versus Atletico Madrid, that was the most impressive in the Club World Cup so far. We've looked, as one of the most impressive teams so far in this Club World Cup, which is obviously expected. This is Paris Saint-Germain. And now, let's come to Messi. Because, that's basically what this game is about. If Messi wasn't in this team, we would face cooked Busquets, cooked Suarez, cooked Jordi Alba. nobody cares. But because Messi's there, everybody cares. And yo, look, Messi, he said some stuff. You know, I've never enjoyed Lionel Messi excusing his time at Paris Saint-Germain and blaming it on everyone else. And this is not just a Messi thing. This is something a lot of, you know, football players and basketball players have started doing recently, putting all the blame on people around them and not taking accountability. Messi saying his time at PSG was hard because the fans booed him and he didn't feel acclimatized with the French language and the French weather and this. Nobody cares, Messi. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's a lame excuse, Lionel Messi. Why you didn't perform at the level you expected at Paris Saint-Germain because you weren't that good. We can talk about your effort. I mean, that's something a lot of Messi and Barca fans troll always about that. Oh, Messi didn't care, was there for the World Cup. Well, you didn't put any effort, so that was the reason why he stunk it up. You played 4 knockout games for Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. 360 minutes of Champions League knockout football. 0 goals, 0 assists, and 1 penalty missed. Was that the Paris Saint-Germain ultras booing you's fault? Was that the French language and French weather and Antonella not being safe in Paris or something? So, for me, that's like probably the biggest negative thing I have about Messi, apart from touching the Jewish wall. That is the most disgusting thing. It's his removing all accountability from his failed stint at Paris Saint-Germain. Which, you know, I talk about Messi having a great mentality. He did not have a great mentality at this club. And whenever you talk with a Messi fan about Messi at PSG, they always start pointing fingers. Oh, Vitinia this, Neymar, Mbappe was injured, Galtier, Pochettino. Why is there no fingers on Messi? I mean, I can understand if you want a role player that made a huge mistake or something, but pointing fingers at everyone, apart from Lionel Andres Messi? No. So this game, Paris Saint-Germain are out for revenge. The biggest player I'm going to look at is Vitinia. Vitinia Machado Ferreira. Because Vitinia is a special player. Vitinia is a special player. But even more than special player, he's a special person. Vitinia is a great guy. Great guy. And I want to take a look at this. And this is 100% confirmed. I know that Vitinia came out and said it didn't happen, but obviously Vitinia doesn't want to say there was an altercation with Messi. That's just how great Vitinia is as a guy. Lionel Messi and Vitinia had an altercation in training at the start of 2023, during which Argentine blurted out basically saying, not only are you weak, but you're hurting me, which ended up finishing Vitinia's confidence. And everybody knows about Vitinia in that season. I remember he started off the season very cheeky, and then, we saw confidence problems and everything. And now he's the best midfielder in the world. And for Vitinia's sake, I'm happy that he went through these bad moments in the beginning of his Paris Saint-Germain stint. It wasn't just Messi, it was Neymar as well, cussing him out on the pitch and then indirectly in the dressing room. But what did all of this make? It made Vitinia 10 times stronger. We talk about Vitinia's ability, but the thing I like about him so much as well is his mentality. Vitinia has a huge mentality. He's only 24, but I already look at him as a veteran because he got that dog in him. He got that mentality, dog, everything in him. But we're coming for revenge. And as I said, Messi will be operating in Vitinia reasons. So I'm looking at Vitinia just making the game a bit physical for him, because this was not enjoyable to see. We haven't seen the Ultras at the Club World Cup so far, I believe. So I would love for just some couple of cheeky Ultras just for this game. That's how big this game is. This game will be bigger than the quarterfinal because I don't think we'll face that strong of a team in the quarterfinal. So this game is absolutely huge. And going like scoreline wise, I mean, who doesn't want to humiliate Messi? Who doesn't want to send Messi packing? I mean, he's been very good at this. I don't know about very good. He's been good at this Club World Cup when you consider his age, the Inter-Miami team, and overall. But this game should be a penetration. Because, Botafogo, for example, we struggled against them because they're very solid defensively when they sit back. Like, very good. They played very good against us. Even the game against Atletico Madrid, they played very good. It took Alvarez' individual brilliance to get that goal. But Inter Miami, they're not good. They're not good at sitting back. The only thing they're basically good at is give it to Messi and Suarez. Messi, basically. And he will give you a moment, maybe Suarez. So, my expectations going into this game is Look, we had Atletico smashing. Botafogo didn't go that well. Seattle Sounders had higher expectations, but we move. Finishing first in the group as well. But now, it starts. 4 games left until we win the Club World Cup. And we started off with an Inter Miami Messi. At the Atalanta Stadium, I believe. I'm expecting, at least a 3-goal margin. Anything above that is a positive. But at least a 3-goal margin. And I hope Ousmane Dembélé starts this game. Because I've been trolling a bit that the Ballon d'Or will be decided in this round of 16 game. Just trolling the delusional Barca fans. And that's another thing. We are not just playing Inter Miami. We are not just facing Messi FC. We are facing the entire city of Barcelona, Catalonia. And all the Barca fans worldwide. They have been talking for the past weeks that the Club World Cup does not matter. Well, now the Inter Miami are here, especially versus Paris Saint-Germain, the team that Barca fans hate the most. And yes, they do hate us more than Madrid. We can run around, play jokes and so on, but no, they do. And if they tell you they don't, they're lying. So this is an absolute huge game for Paris Saint-Germain. And that's why I just don't want a victory. I want a humiliation. I want the Barca fans that go into this game with a little bit of hope to be crushed. And welcome Madrid fans. I know you've been loving the hate watches. Keep on coming. We'll obviously face, hopefully, in the Club World Cup final. Depending on where you finish in the group. I don't know if we'll face in the semi or in the final. Obviously, as long as we make it there. But yeah, welcome. This will be a very big game. Probably the second best round of 16 game in terms of excitement. After if City play Madrid, I think there's a possibility of that happening in the round of 16. But yeah, finishing off this, Inter Miami, shout out to them. I predicted Inter Miami, I believe, to finish 3rd or 4th. I didn't think they were that strong. But fair play to Inter Miami. Fair play to Lionel Messi. Fair play to Suarez. Fair play to Mascherano, Adelende, and all the other Inter Miami boys. They deserve to be in the round of 16. Obviously, unfortunate they bottled it versus Palmeiras because then they would have a favorable draw. But if you're in a competition, you want to win the competition. Now you're going to face up against the best team in the world. Let's see how good Messi really is. Because think about it, the Club World Cup, especially being in America, it's like a mini preparation for the World Cup. And Messi is going to play against a team, with quality that are similar in the World Cup. Obviously, Messi will have a much stronger squad then. But yeah, it's a very great game. Very excited for it. And as usual, hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez.